Hello everybody, this is War Story Video Blog. I'm Alex and here is Thomas Wittmann. Hello Thomas.
Hello Alex, it's always great to see you in America.
Thank you very much.
Your language skills are getting better every time I see you.
Oh, I'm trying.
No, you're doing good. You're doing very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas. And every time we take a video, we show items from Thomas' display, from Thomas' table. And now I would like to show my items that I bought during this show. Show is finished now, and I have some interesting items, and I would like to show it to Thomas.
So that would be really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what you bought here, because I know you have good taste. So.
Thank you.
Let's see what you have.
Yes. First found was an SKK chain leader.
Yeah. The condition of the chain is superb. All of the plating on it, very nice. And it has the NSKK marking, but this is really a beautiful piece. I also like to see this thick throat here. Usually when you see that thick throat, it's going to be an Eichhorn. I don't know what make it is, but let's just see. God, I'm good. Yeah, this is a beautiful dagger. I would say that it probably is about 1939, something like that. It's a 38. This was probably one of the first production pieces that they made, which is amazing that the condition is so good, because you would have thought that this dagger would have been worn for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But yet it does not look to have been.
And looks like new stamps was during produced this chain, because it's very good. Detail.
The detail is fabulous. And one thing that collectors want to see on these chains, if the camera can get it, you want to see the hole is a dome shape, where it's round at the point where the ring is, and flat on the other portion where there's no carrying weight, because the old reproductions, the hole was just round instead of
sometimes here with a stamp, with the wrong stamp.
I'd have an RZM here or something. No good. No, this is one of the best chain NSKKs I've seen. You did a really good job here. Yeah, and the thick throat, very good to see. Then you know the scabbard is original to the Eichhorn piece.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, and the grip really fits well on this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard to find here.
I can imagine. Yeah.
A lot of daggers was polished.
Yeah. This is not polished. It just never got dull.
It was expensive, but it's reasonable to spend more money for the best condition.
In this condition, this is really nice. It's for the person that's the ultimate fussy guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Next one is Puma.
A Puma naval dagger. Very beautiful, because the gilt finish is still there, and the orange grip, just and lovely knot. Isn't it interesting how the knot has aluminum detail, which after the silver of the knot patinaed, the aluminum does not patina, so it sticks out. When this knot was new, you probably didn't see that aluminum the way it is, and it really gives the dagger a great look.
And I'd like detailed on the.
Beautiful, yeah. They hammered the eyelets, which is something you don't normally see.
Eyelids, it calls.
Eyelets. Scabbard band, scabbard eyelets, and rings. Yes, very, very nice. And it's interesting too that they used screws with no heads. You know, something Puma liked to do. Other makers used brass screws with heads.
Yes. And it is easy to see in your book.
Yeah. Very important, those little things too. It's also nice to see that the pommel has more of a matte finish, a little dull, but yet the swastika still has the original gild in it, so it tends to.
I like items with this style of works. Sometimes they. It's like additional polished and additional gilding.
That is exactly right. Yeah. Let's see what the blade looks like. Oh, another thing too with Puma, the button is drilled into the crossguard, not notched. You know how most of them have a little notch, and then you take the dagger apart and the button falls out, and all. With this, the button won't fall out.
Yeah.
So. And it's also probably a two-piece button, but let's see what the blade looks like. Wonderful, wonderful blade. This is what we call the sailing ship blade.
Yeah.
And it's usually earlier when you see that. The later pieces normally just had the fouled anchor without the sailing ship. So that's a very nice feature. Yeah, the washer is original felt.
I have never seen before Puma dagger in that condition because
it's
sometimes somebody buy it to take a parse.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's right. Yeah, I once wrote a letter to the Puma factory asking them about their production during the Third Reich. And they said they didn't make anything. You know, just because they.
Yes.
No, this is really beautiful.
Yeah. And next time, I would like to show you is miniature from your book.
Yeah, very beautiful.
I remember this miniature.
These types of daggers, we don't know the real purpose of them. We think maybe that they were just put on a desk as a decorative item. And we also think that maybe they were made small like this so that they could be worn with a gala uniform, you know, dancing and stuff like that. But that's just conjecture, I don't know. But this is extremely beautiful. I think WKC probably made this dagger, and it has finials for the crown that are high rise that gives it a nice look, and the ivory grip and the imperial crossguard with the capstans. For you collectors that may not know, we always use this word capstan all the time. What a capstan is the metal bulk that's on a dock that you tied the ship rope around, and that's what this is to duplicate. And then a very handsome scabbard, all hand done. Someone spent a lot of time on this scabbard. Very, very beautiful. And it's amazing that for a dagger that's well over 100 years old, that it still would have this condition. So it must have been stored somewhere where nobody touched it. And then the blade is really sensational. It has a double presentation, one on both sides, but basically what it's all about, the brother of a banker gave this as a commemoration of 50-year service or something like that. I'm not sure exactly.
25.
25 years service. And this was done back on April the 1st, 1913. April the 1st, that's kind of funny because April 1st in America is called April Fool's Day. And that's a day when everybody plays jokes on people on April 1st. But this was no joke, though. Do they have that in Russia
yes,
too?
Yes,
yeah. You know, people on they'll say, "Oh, Mr. Whitman, your flies are down," or something like that.
Or your back is white.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So, but yeah, this it says Dein Bruder Oscar, so that was his name, the giver. Yeah. No, that's a beautiful thing, and this dagger is in my naval book also, I believe. Is it not?
Yes. In color.
In color
page, you can see it now on your screens, and that's very interesting because I remember this dagger because when somebody asked me miniatures for what, who carried it, or
what? Yeah.
Yes, and this one helps. To explain for what this miniature made,
yes,
because it's like a very high quality present,
right?
And it's interesting because director of the Leipzig Bank is a very high person.
Oh yeah, respected.
In that time,
respected too.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's a wonderful piece, Alex.
You.
Congratulations on that.
You. I was surprised when I found it.
Oh yeah.
And two hunting daggers I have here.
Hirschfanger.
I didn't believe when I saw it that condition is so good, and I double check this thing I found here at the show. The same producer, dagger, and everything thing
Yeah. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah. This is Clement and Young, and the Clement and Young cutlasses, instead of the etch running this way, it runs what we say perpendicular. And when you see a perpendicular etch like that, you expect to see that it's made by Clement and Young. So that feature alone would tell you that it's a good dagger. It's in very beautiful condition.
It's all lacquer here.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody shot a boar while they were wearing this. I don't think that's nice.
And the small emblem, if we.
Clement and Young uses a small emblem. I have a Clement and Young hunting cutlass like this one I had before, and the emblem is also small, and others that I've handled in the past. It's a very important thing. If you look at that emblem compared to this emblem, see how it's smaller, and that was a Clement and Young thing.
And I was happy when I found it and checked several times.
Yeah. Well, you could have just asked me. I tell you, it was good. Yeah.
You filmed video at that time, and
this is a wonderful cutlass. It's the deluxe type, and it's made by Alcozo. Very, very, very rare. I've only had maybe one or two of these over my career, and beautifully done with the cross guards that have a look of a tree branch, and the beautiful clamshell with all the deers, unique. Yeah, and the grip is a beautiful piece of stag, and you can see that the Alcozo looked for a piece of stag that was close to the size of the pommel and the ferrule. That way they didn't have to trim a lot off. When you see a hunting dagger with the grip trimmed and smooth around here, usually it's no good. The post-war types didn't have the right size, you know. But this is a wonderful piece. It has the same type of a lower chape mount as Eichhorn used too on their deluxe things. Very, very similar. A wonderful blade. This is a scene most collectors have seen before with a boar, the dogs trying to attack the boar, and the stag and the doe running in the forest. This is nice with the bird in the tree up here, and a wonderful condition.
Thank you.
Very valuable dagger this is.
And it's hard to find.
Very hard. Very
there
hard.
was one more on the
Yeah.
show. It costed 12,000,
Yeah.
but it was in not so good condition.
Oh, really?
With a
Really?
little bit rusty on the blade
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not so detailed.
Yeah, right.
Right here. And I thought I have to buy it. And when I
Yeah.
come to the dealer, she said, "I sold it. I'm sorry."
Yeah, that's
And
what happens.
Yes.
You know that many years ago, Tom Johnson and we found an Alcozo deluxe dagger like this still in the original box, and we bought it together, thinking this will be a good investment. And then about a month after we bought it, I had a robbery, and they stole that cutlass as well as lots of other things. So it was not a good investment. But that's how things are, you know.
Somebody came to your house and stole it.
No, it
things,
was.
or-
I had a robbery when I went to a show in Cincinnati in 1985, and I had about $300,000 worth of things in my car, and I went inside to see where my tables were, and when I came outside, somebody stole the car. They took the car to a motel a couple miles away, and then they must have put everything into a van truck.
Whoa.
And so I
That's
lost
too
lost $300,000, and I had no insurance, and I had to start all over again. This was just at the time when I was starting my business, and
$3,000 in 1985.
oh,
It's
it's a lot more. And those things today are probably worth $1 million. You know, I had like about 10 chained SS's and lots of Hitler silverware and all kinds of daggers, and it was so bad that I went to bed for 2 weeks, and I woke up and I still wasn't dead. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? I have to put my life back together again. I went to the bank and I borrowed $50,000, and that's when I started printing catalogs, because it was much safer than driving all around the
Yes.
country. So, so that's how I got into the catalog business, which it was really a blessing in disguise, because it was much better than going to all these little shows every weekend all over the country, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes things happen for the best. Although, boy, it's you know.
In Russia, there is a says, if something didn't kill you,
Yeah, it'll make you stronger.
Yes.
Yeah. That and that's exactly what this was.
Yes.
So if you ever see one of these still in the original box, it belongs to Tom Johnson and me.
I will send you pictures
Yes,
of this one.
I would like that. Yeah. So there, nice dagger. In fact, when I saw that, that's the first thing I remembered as soon as I saw that dagger. You know, the pain.
And this one is the last on my table now today.
Yeah.
And this one I bought from you, and
You did.
Yes, and
I sold
really
it to you too cheap.
Oh, come on, it was good. But I think it's very good thing, and it's the best on the show. Now,
Yeah.
after I bought it, I can say it.
yeah.
But you know, it's a best
You know,
on the show.
these were brass, and then they gilded them over. And usually the gilding is not so good on them, but this one is still, it's all there. It's and beautiful grip plates, and
Yeah.
this is what they call the RMBO dagger.
Yes.
Eichhorn was apparently contacted to make a dagger for the RMBO, which these were the people that went into Poland and they were going to get more land for the German people. They called it Lebensraum, and these officials went in there, and they were very nasty characters. But they wanted a dagger, and since the war had broken out, and this was 1940, Eichhorn did not want to redesign something new, so they took their government official diplomatic dagger and gilded it, and that became the RMBO. So that's what we see today. Yeah.
And about the piece, I forgot to ask you, did you open it? And
No, I did not. No.
Never open.
No.
I would not like to, because I see that it is.
I wouldn't open it. There's no
original.
reason to open it.
Yes.
It's,
Sometimes people ask numbers inside,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's.
well, they are all numbered, and
Yes.
if you want to do that, but every time you open it, you gouge the holes up.
You
and,
have
know,
a special opener
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
this.
I do.
And,
I
yes,
do.
You
I
sell
do.
it. It's a
Yeah.
good idea to
Yeah.
take a special tool for.
Yeah, it's a little kit that it has the opener for these spanners. It also has an opener for Red Cross officer daggers. Lots of times the grips are very loose.
Yes.
And this is a special tool to get inside and tighten that. And then it has something for SA screws, and it's a good little to carry to a show, you know.
Once I was in hotel, and I had to open few daggers. It was SA dagger, and it was one diplomatic dagger, because my friend asked me to see some of them, but he would like to see what is inside.
Yes.
And he said, please take a picture when you open it.
Right.
And I'm in hotel. I have no
tools?
any tools, but
No.
it was hotel with a kitchen, and there was a fork.
A fork you could
Yes,
use, yeah.
and
Yep,
if
yep.
you
Bend the other two tongues
Yes.
down, and then you can do it.
yes, and you
Yeah.
can use
Right.
two tools of the
Yeah.
fork to open this one, and if you have three tools and middle
Right, exactly.
do
yeah,
like that,
Exactly.
you can open a SA dagger, and it's like
Yeah.
hack.
Yeah. So you have to make do with what you have sometimes, you
Yes,
know.
yes. But use your tools is better. It's
Yes.
safer.
Yes. Well, that's a wonderful dagger.
Yeah, and I would like to show you Soviet dagger.
Yeah.
And if you find a Soviet dagger like this, please call me or send me pictures, because
And this is the one, no button means it was made 1940.
Yes,
Yes.
from 1940 to 1945, because post-war Soviet daggers has button,
Button, right.
and pre-war and war period have no button.
No button.
So if you see, please call me. It's very important. And you
See,
can
I'm learning something from that. I
Yes,
did not know that.
and look at that. You can see different types
yeah.
of
Yeah, the
of Soviet Union crest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And if you find stuff like this, please call me, because I'm
I will
collecting.
call.
Yes, I'm
I will
collecting.
call.
So, okay, thank you very much for watching my items and for explain, because I think a lot of people and collectors who watching this video didn't know
Maybe.
a lot of details.
Maybe these things are all of help all the time.
Yes.
And the more collectors know, the more they want to spend money
Yeah.
on the daggers. If you don't know, you're like you're trying to count the money out. You're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
shaking, and but if you know, you
Yes.
know, it's a good thing. And,
Yeah.
and that's what we want to do. We want to educate collectors, and
Yes, I think the same.
then they can have as much fun as we have.
Yeah, because it's really nice hobby.
It's a wonderful hobby.
Yeah.
It's been my whole life, and now it's going to be your life too.
No, I believe so.
I think
believe
so. Yeah.
I think so.
Well, it was
Okay.
very good.
Thank you very much, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
too. I only have to drive 6 hours. You have to fly 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.